ongoing dispute between neighbors leads to a deadly shooting on the north side. This happened at an apartment complex on Larkspur Drive just before noon today. When officers arrived, they found a 24-year-old man dead. His neighbor was taken into custody.
Staten Island, where a love triangle took a deadly turn. A man was found dead in the hallway of an apartment building. The suspect under arrest and facing serious charges tonight. Eyewitness News reporter Naveen Dhaliwal has details from New Door.
Investigators say the two men involved in this crime were involved with the same woman. Now, one of them is dead and the other is facing charges. On this Christmas Day, what should have been merry and bright at this apartment building on Clove Road turned dark after investigators found a man strangled to death in the hallway of the second floor.
That's crazy. That's really crazy. I was crying when I heard that.
Neighbors were woken up just after 7 this morning to chaos after police say a love triangle went wrong. 36-year-old Rafael Ramos came to confront Emmanuel Diaz, who lived here. Police say both men were involved with the same woman. They say Ramos was armed with a knife, entered Diaz's apartment through an unlocked door, and there was a struggle.
I heard banging. I just heard somebody screaming inside the apartment. Now he kids, I was screaming as well.
As the fight escalated, detectives say Diaz choked Ramos to death and then dragged his body into the hallway. His wife and young children, ages 4 and 6, were inside the apartment. Police were seen arriving to that second floor.
Cops was looking around to see where was the crime was coming, which direction, because it's two different buildings that connected.
Neighbors are on edge tonight as they say this crime is too close to home.
Terrible. We have to live here. Maybe they should try and get security then.
This is so sad for somebody to choose on Christmas Day to stab somebody and drag the body in alley the hallway. This is very sad.
Detectives say that suspect, Emmanuel Diaz, is now facing several charges, including murder and strangulation. In the new
found dead in their front yard. 5 children were inside the home at the time. This happened on Don Street near Mount Houston and Homestead. That is Ronnie Ellie Ruiz has the story.
Well, neighbors tell us the couple hadn't lived here for long, but they tell us they're pretty shocked to hear the news and they never imagined this would have happened. A tragic story for a local family on Christmas Day. Harris County Sheriff investigators tell us shortly after 1 a.m., a husband killed his wife and then shot himself, all while 5 kids were inside the home.
This couple, a man and wife, was at a family function earlier. They came home and then this incident occurred. The female was 42 years old, had sustained what appears to be some type of blunt trauma to the head, and the 45-year-old male has sustained what appears to be a single gunshot wound to the head.
The Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez in a tweet identifying the couple as 45-year-old Arsenio Gonzalez and his wife 42-year-old Maria Gonzalez. They're calling this a murder-suicide. Investigators tell us the kids inside the home range from ages 7 to 16 years old.
They did not witness anything.
It's at an apartment building in Yonkers. It began just after 11 o'clock last night on Elliott Avenue. Video from the scene shows it fully engulfed in flames. Several families are now displaced and are currently at a church at 22 Post Street. Firefighters are asking for donations to help those families out. That includes diapers and coats. Anyone who can drop them off at that church. Inside a home on Long Island, sources say a mother and father were allegedly shot by their adult son. CBS 2's Kieran Dillon has more.
In this quiet but affluent community of Hewlett Harbor, neighbors are reacting in disbelief to news of a double shooting on Christmas morning. Sources tell police answered a call about a disturbance at a home on Seawain Drive around 10 Saturday morning. That's where officers found 2 residents of the home who had been shot. A 64-year-old female had been shot in the head. A 65-year-old male had been shot in the back. Both victims were conscious and alert when they were transported to the hospital. Neighbors and property records show the home was purchased by Rocco and Vincenza Tomasetti. Sources tell us a 29-year-old man, the couple's son, left the home after the incident, but was tracked down by police in Mahwah, New Jersey, a short while later, where he was arrested in connection to the shooting. He is now in custody, and charges are pending. We did speak to several people going in and out of this residence. For now, they tell us they have no comment.
Outside a restaurant in the city center of Beni, North Kivu, in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Here, at least 6 people were killed at what was a crowded night sport on Christmas Day. When I went inside, I saw a movement. A motorcycle turned around, and when the motorcycle turned, I heard a bang. I shouted, "Manager, manager." He replied, "I don't see you." I lost control. I didn't know what was going on outside. When we left the restaurant, that was when I learned that there had been people killed. I saw those alive and wounded being taken to the hospital. The day before, another device blew up near a service station without doing any damage.
Friends and family gathered to convey their condolences. 1-year-old Wanga was sleeping in a bedroom alongside her siblings, 4-year-old Ronewa, 8-year-old Dakalo, and 12-year-old Rendani when they were shot and killed just after midnight. A 9-year-old boy who was also asleep escaped unharmed. The children's pregnant mother, Pusha Mabasa, her husband, Ndibu Wondo, and her brother-in-law, Mpo, were also shot and killed. The family says they had planned to meet at the family home to celebrate Christmas together.
Everyone is so down and dejected. No one is looking forward to the festive season anymore. We all out.
It is alleged that the shooting followed a dispute over the ownership of the family home. The family says the suspect has a history of mental health problems.
Previously, he was like mentally unstable, but now he seemed to be a little bit okay, but definitely he was still not alright.
A 52-year-old suspect handed himself over to police after the incident. Biman Baloi, SABC News, Jimmy Jones outside
In one case, a man was shot while just trying to earn some money for the holiday. There's one less person manning the sidewalk stand and selling shoes. Barbara says she witnessed a man pull out a gun around 3:30 in the 3300 block of West Baltimore Street.
He was over there. I thought he was talking to him about some boots and stuff. When I looked again, I seen a gun.
Police say there was some type of dispute at this sidewalk sale setup near the Marathon gas station where a 22-year-old worker was shot.
I was trying to dial 911, but my mind was so messed up. Well, next thing I know, 5 minutes, the boy was on the ground when he got shot.
Police are also investigating another Christmas Eve shooting, this one happening earlier around 12:40 in the 1800 block of Rainer Avenue, where a 19-year-old was shot. The victim, who was shot in the leg, managed to run to Landval Street and Fulton, where cops found him. In both crimes, the suspects got away. The victims are expected to be okay, but Barbara is shook over the holiday shootings.
Why do people want to just take from somebody that's out here trying to make an honest living? Why? We ain't do nothing to nobody. We sitting here trying to make an honest living. And he just came up and wanted to blow.
And of course, if you have any information about these cases, cops want to hear.
Mother and daughter are found shot to death inside a home. Thanks for joining us. I'm Priya Mann. Detroit police made the discovery late this afternoon on the city's west side. It happened at a home on Prevost Street. Police are now looking for a person of interest in connection. Megan Woods joins us live from Detroit Police headquarters with the latest on the investigation. Good evening, Megan.
Yeah, Dwayne McDonald is that person of interest police are looking for. He's the husband of the 57-year-old woman who was killed, but he's not the father of the 13-year-old who was killed. It's a heartbreaking story. 2 people killed, one a child on Christmas Day, and to make matters worse, it was family members arriving for Christmas dinner who found them.
It's Christmas. I mean, I don't know what could have sparked such rage.
A 57-year-old woman and her 13-year-old daughter, who was handicapped, shot and killed in this home. Police say it happened around 5:45 Christmas morning. An older daughter of the woman is who found them.
Like many of us today, we went over family members' homes for dinner. Like that, this lady was coming to dinner with her mom. and her husband and her child. And when she didn't hear from her mom throughout the day, she just came over because she hadn't answered the phone. And they looked through the window because she wasn't answering the door, and they could see an image of what appeared to be a body laying on the floor.
Now police are looking for answers, and talking to 62-year-old Dwayne McDonald would help get those answers.
We don't know if he's a suspect or a victim himself, but he needs to contact the police immediately because we're going to put all resources out to find him.
Not just to solve this crime, but to help family who are no longer enjoying the holidays, but grieving loved ones.
My job now is to get this person off the street and to make sure that we bring this family some closure. But certainly, this Christmas going forward will be the worst time of their life, and that's where we're at.
Police say Dwayne McDonald is the only other person who lived in that home, and they need to talk to him. He's 6'2", and they say the last place he was seen was leaving that home in a gray Buick. The license plate information is on your screen, EKY4074. If you have any information on his whereabouts or this situation, please call police.
Fatal fire claiming the life of a father and his 2 young sons. Our Shayna Ferreira brings us that story.
This is horrible. This is the worst. I couldn't imagine.
A day typically known to be filled with joy for one Quakertown family is just the opposite this holiday. A fatal, fast-moving fire claiming the life of 2 young boys and their father early Christmas morning. Jacob Kratz lives nearby and could not believe what happened, shocked by the damage left behind.
It was horrible hearing about it because we have 4 kids. I have 2 biological kids and 2 stepchildren. It's horrible to think about this on Christmas.
Fire investigators tell Fox 29 the blaze broke out just before 1:30 Saturday morning on Essex Court in Quakertown. Damaging flames and heavy smoke ripped through the 2-story home within an hour before it was finally under control, leaving only charred remains behind. Family toys and bikes seen on the ground behind the yellow tape. Officials say a mother and 1 other child made it out of the home alive, but are now left with the reality of 3 lost lives. 2 little boys and their dad now gone on Christmas.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to them. We just lost a brother in our family about a month ago, but not like this, so this is horrible.
A horrible tragedy.
By a shark. Eyewitness News reporter Amy Powell has the new details tonight.
A deadly shark attack in the waters off the coast of Morro Bay. Authorities say a female surfer paddled over to help the victim, pulling the man, believed to be a boogie boarder, to the beach.
We had somebody suit up and swim out to assist her in the shallows once she got in a little bit closer. And it was apparent that it was a shark attack victim once we got the victim into the beach.
Rescuers pronounced the 31-year-old dead. The attack happened around 10:30 this morning. Authorities telling swimmers and surfers to get out of the water and closing nearby beaches.
Our protocol is to warn everybody in the water and clear the water when there's been an attack. For a sighting, it's a little different. We'll just post signage and just let people know, hey, shark sighted, kind of like you see, with bears or other things in the woods. But with a shark attack, obviously a little higher priority.
There was no one here when we came. Everybody was leaving, as a matter of fact. There was just tons of cars driving out and
Crash on Colonial Corner Drive. They say 2 cars collided near the intersection of Oaklawn Boulevard just after midnight Christmas Day. One of the cars landed on top of the other. Police say 2 people in the bottom vehicle were killed. No charges have been filed at this point.
In the ABC7 Alert Center with breaking news. Special traffic investigators are on the scene of a deadly crash in East El Paso. Now, take a look at your screen. This crash was reported along George Dieter and Rexter. That's where we find ABC7's Will Herring. He joins us live with the latest. Will, some developments here within just the past few minutes.
Very true, JC. Now, behind me, from what we understand, is where the accident took place. I'm going to step out of the way so you can see it. Now, about 10-15 minutes ago, the fire department showed up and they sprayed the road, cleaning off all the rubble that was left behind from both of the vehicles. Now, earlier today, ABC7 photojournalist Emmanuel Esparza arrived on the scene around 6:30 this evening as the sun was setting. He recorded this video of a witness sitting on the curb waiting to be interviewed by the police. The department said the accident took place at around 4:45 p.m., making it the second traffic fatality of the Christmas holiday weekend. While traffic investigators worked on the scene of the accident, they closed off George Dieter to motorists as far back as Vista del Sol. Now, a little bit earlier today, I spoke with one of the motorcyclist's family friends, and they explained to me they weren't going to release his name to me because they do not believe that the family has yet been notified